Hey, this is Jonathan from SyniteAudio, and today we'll be looking at using wavetables capturing functionality for sort of granular but like not really granular synthesis. It's sort of like recording and sampling playback, but then you can do other stuff with that. So we'll see what goes on. So right now I've got a simple blocks patch going. I've got my utility clock going into a clock divider. I'm using subdivisions to run the kick, hat, snare. I'm taking some of that, running it through the reverb send. That's going to the rounds reverb, coming up right here, and then going into the utility mix 4 with the kick, snare, and hats on 1, 2, and 3. So this is what this sounds like so far. Maybe a little less reverb actually. Maybe a different size. Yeah, there we go. All right, so how can we incorporate more droney elements to this patch? Well, maybe if I go to the other side, you'll see how I have this set up. Actually, let me sack these inputs. I'm going to bring in wavetable. Oops. Right here. So this guy right here. And we're going to be using the recording functionality. So we're going to go left out of the reverb. So we're going to get that nice wash. So from the reverb, out left, out right, into wavetable, in left, in right. And we're going to take the outputs left and right and go into number 4. All right, so as this plays, I'm actually going to bring this down to 1 second. So we'll get 1 second of recording time, and then we can morph through that. So let's play with that. First, we have to disable this guy. Start the clock from fresh. Let's get a little bit more size. Hit record. Disable key tracking. Disable quantizing. Let's go into free. It's cool, we get some timbres there. So essentially what we're doing is we're taking the output of the reverb, running it into wavetable. We're capturing that and turning it into a wavetable, so to speak, of 2048 samples. And since we have key tracking disabled, the fine-tune control turns into a frequency control. So we have from 8 kilohertz down to 0.13 hertz. So we can even use this as an LFO if we want to. And so we can capture from that, see the left-right channels. And then we go mono out, or stereo out, into 4 left and right. So it comes up on this channel right here. Change the sample size. But yeah, that's what we got going on. So we can actually also clock the recording externally. So I'm going to use this reset that I have here. That goes off every 64. So we're going to take the reset coming from the utility clock, and we're going to go into the record trig function. So if we start, let's do default, 1 second, and set it to the 32 hertz that it comes with. Stock. Hit play. So that triggers that recording functionality. There, it triggered it again. So we can also play with that with obviously LFOs on the positioning, or we can have a little bit more of an effect if we do, I guess we can do this, go left and right out from there, sum these guys, so we'll use a primary addition module, and bring it back in on 4. So yeah, we're creating a feedback loop here, but we're also taking the output of wavetable and going into the send, reverb send, which remember goes back into our mixer. So we can have not only the regular wavetable here that gets captured, but also a reverb of that, which can be cool. In fact, we can even just, yeah, we can also just mute from here and then have it go straight into the reverb like that. So let's try that again. Also, it's going to kind of capture itself as well. I'm using the timbre control here for some level and a little bit of wave folding near the end there because this is so quiet. Guess next thing to do is to bring in an LFO. So if we have some movement, I'm going to use the rounds LFO because you can clock it from the gate. So I'm going to do that along with reset. And we'll do that on, let's say the shape. Yeah, shape or position. So we'll do the positioning. If I just want to make this nice and aligned. Yeah, that looks good. And we'll put the LFO up here. We'll have it set to gate. And that's going to be set to movement, so it's going to be moving like so. Let's put this around halfway. Set to 50. Sort of capturing itself. This is the best example, but since it's feedback, it's going on itself. Yeah, the frequency gets more pronounced due to it going back through itself and then running obviously through the reverb because it's a constant sound through the reverb. So we can also take this LFO and go to mod A. And in fact, let's use a CV processor. So bento box, CV processor. And we're going to use the slew functionality so we get a sample and glide rather than a sample and hold. So that'll be kind of cool. I'm also going to put that on, I guess, frequency. Yeah, I mean, I could do this on FM and then have... Yeah, that'll be interesting. Why not? Oh, it is high frequency CV. Where's that? Sync, phase, timer, position, FM. Oh, I'll just do FM actually, because that's going to be more than... Oh no, it's tuning. All right, let's do, instead of going to FM, we're going to go to tuning CV. Sorry, I had changed the sound for that. So we're going to do the CV processor here. So we have no level. Bring that up, bring up some slew, a little bit of that on there. This is like our little drone here going. Let's make it a bit slower. One second slew. Let's do a half-second slew. That sounds so weird. In fact, we can just... mute all of that. We're just getting some like crazy feedback stuff coming from this wavetable going to the send, into the reverb, back into itself. Oh, we're reaching really high frequencies there. Let's bring the timbre down a little bit. Let's do 100. Oh, we're overdriving on the mixer there. This is nuts. Oh, there's like LFO territory. You can see that morph. Let's do a longer slew. That's crazy. Oh man. I think it just, oh, I don't know what happened there. It reached full feedback. Yeah, it completely busted my... Oh, man. Anyways, yeah, it's a good place to end. Yeah, it's crazy. It's nuts. You can do some really cool, like, wave capturing for, like, if you're using external synthesizers as well, running it through reverb and then capturing it in wavetable and then... processing it from there. In fact, I can show that right now. Let's do a new. So we'll do a new ensemble. You won't save that. And we're going to bring in wavetable again. And I'm going to do left, right from 5 and 6. I'm going to use my DeepMind my Behringer DeepMind. We're going to need a stereo level right here, like so. And we're going to run that through, oh yeah, that is stereo. Okay, yeah, we're just going to run that through my outputs. So this will be a bit of a longer video here, but I love showing off the capabilities of this thing. It's a lot of fun when you really play with it. So let me turn on my DeepMind. Have that boot up real quick. In the meantime, I'm going to turn off key tracking. Or we can actually also sort of play this if you really want to. I'm just going to use it as a drone because in this context, I'm not necessarily chromatically playing back everything that I'm doing in this case. So we've got, let me get a patch. And is that coming up on my mixer here? Okay, it's not popping up in here. Let me quickly set up the routing. Should be input 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It should be 5, 6. Let me see. This is my, yeah, that's coming through. Oh, I'm an idiot. It's because I got rid of all the other inputs. Sorry. So these have to be not in use, so that this is actually length in 5. Rookie mistake. Totally apologize for that. Okay, cool. So now that that's coming in, we're going to have a little... Actually, yeah, we should just get the mix 4 instead of that. So we can do... It's coming out on 1 and 2. And then wavetable on 2 left, right. Perfect. Okay, I'll get something a little bit more reverb. Okay, this isn't a tutorial or anything on how to use the DeepMind. This isn't a review of the DeepMind, other than it's a really good synthesizer. Okay, so let's get like a C chord going. I don't know any chords, so let's do like this. Capture. Now we can morph through that. Let's go back to free, turn that guy off. Obviously going to get discontinuities with the left and right channels. Let's bring in a little LFO. It's going to go on our position. Perfect. Let's do unipolar. And then for the pitch, actually, let's do a, where is that guy? Sample and hold. There we go. So we'll do sample and hold with noise, and I guess the LFO as the gate. And we'll do a bit of slow. Run that into the pitch input, and let's actually track that. Oops, track it. Do I use this as the frequency change? I don't even need my clock to run. So even though we captured that reverb, it's still a bit dry, so to speak. It's very sort of harsh and dry. We'll just use rounds reverb for that. It's perfectly fine. So we'll bring that in on that, bring down, just meet the original, and then play with this. So we've got a nice little LFO going on wave shape. You could also do, there should be sample in, yeah, there's a linear smoothing on this. Actually let's do some linear smoothing. And we can also have this set so that when we press a key, it will will record instead of using the reset from the clock, if you remember. Oh, we do need it to be bipolar. I guess that would trigger the clock better. In which case, let's bring this up to 50. And utility, note in. What's that getting from? No, it's not picking up from my DeepMind. That's an easy fix. MIDI. Oh, I'm using my MS-20. Right. Yeah, one second, let me swap the USB MIDI as well. All right, there we go. So now, if I go to MIDI, yep, DeepMind 12. Let's bring up the... Let's play something. It should trigger the recording. Oh yeah, there you go. Oh, that's so weird. It's not generative, but it's pretty cool. Let's do some really low frequency stuff. Oh, I know. I have this generative patch or semi-generative patch that I did on my DeepMind 12 that I sort of did. I copied like this guy's tutorial and then like sort of made it my own. But that would be really nice with this because it latches the notes. So this, I still get my DeepMind audio here, and then whenever it triggers a note, it will actually. No, it won't trigger the recording. It just triggers the VCA. Anyways. See how that turns out. Yes, my keys are always constantly down. Okay, I see. Let's do a little bit longer of a recording time. Let's do 5 seconds. Okay, so that's going through the gate here. Let's see. So weird. But yeah, one is the DeepMind, so obviously anything that sounds remotely musical it's coming from there. This is just like weird atmospheric background tones. Just mute that. Ah, that sounds really nice actually. Especially with this little reverb here. Let's do more feedback. Bigger size. So getting anything? Oh yeah, it's like a wash, huh? Let's record. Let's do a little bit of timbre. That might that wave folding might help a bit. Oof. Sorry about that. That'll happen sometimes. I forgot I was going into pitch in. You can always adjust the transposition, but let's bring down the timbre a little bit. Let's do another recording. Sounds pretty interesting actually. Let's do max size. Hopefully it doesn't get too loud. Can even run some of this in there too if I do two primary addition modules. I can do left plus left and then right press right, and we get more reverb. And then we hit record again. This is where we probably want to bring in some of that original. Yeah, let's bring that down one octave. Ooh, that sounds pretty nice. I like that. The clicks is from the, obviously we're not getting perfect zero crossings when you mess with a recording like that, so that's where that's coming from. Let's do unipolar instead of bipolar. That might help with the pitch. Instead of the pitch trying to go to obscenely low values. Yeah, then we can really... Oh man, I know this is turning into a real long one, so I'm gonna cut it right here. Let's mute that guy. That's done. You're done. You're done. Anyways, Thanks for watching. This has been Wavetable and looking at the capturing functionality in specific. So capturing playback. Remember, this is in stereo, so you can do record left in, right, out, left, right, and you can also do dual mono, so to speak. So you can record two mono sources and play those back. They're going to be tied to the same pitch, of course, and positioning, timbre, but you still get that functionality, which is really cool. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. The link in the description will be there for this wavetable. And you know what? Actually, I'll even put in the link in the description for the generative patch on the DeepMind 12, the guy that does the tutorial for that. He's really good at it, and it's really fun to even just listen to him going through the process, because you really start to, like, at a certain point, it really turns into its own thing, and then you're just sitting there going, holy shit, that sounds really cool. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.